All right, Sensation on the hunt again. Going back to my old ways. And what I mean by that is we're not going to pick up any new stuff. We're going to take it back in time again. I don't know, I'm getting an itch for the retro stuff. So we're going to buy the older AMD, older Intel hardware, stuff like that. This is a complete broken build. So the guy even said he'll throw in the graphics card for $50. It's a 26-mile ride, but for 50 bucks, you know, Sensation's going to jump up and down on it. Not to mention Marketplace has been kind of bad and slow. So we're gonna hopefully nix that today. Oh, I can't wait to get this one home and show it to you. We hit retro gold today. I told you this is going to be the videos for a little while. I think we're going to switch back. I think we're going to switch gears a little bit, go back to the retro systems. This guy's got another one too. He said he's not sure what storage he's got it in, but he said it's an old gaming PC. So when he gets it, he's going to message me, and I'll do $50 on that one too. I would have done 50 on this one all day long though. Wait till you see the case that we have here. And it looks like, based on the footprint of the CPU cooler, it's got a liquid cooler in it, but based on the footprint, I believe we have an AMD, probably AM3 Plus if I had to guess, MSI board, but we'll see when we get it out in the shop and unload it and clean it out. But I have it in the back seat. Let me tell you, it is an old school Thermaltake case, and I think you're gonna love this one. It is humongous. As soon as he opened the trunk of his car and I seen it, I'm like, yes. I was hoping it was this case, and you'll see what I'm talking about as soon as I get this thing unloaded and I can't wait to get back and unload this. I really can't, because I hit $50 gold today. I'm not gonna lie, I believe I hit $50 gold, and I'm not gonna give it all away until you see it, but the graphics card's really cool too. All right, we are not in a shop because my truck's blocking it. So I'd have to move my truck around and go clean some stuff up before we could do it. And I couldn't hold on to the excitement anymore. This is a bad-ass case. Yes. It's got a bunch of stickers on it we got to remove, but let me show it to you. Some of you are going to know what this is right off the bat. Take a look at the beauty we have here. It is big, large, in charge, and heavy. And there's the graphics card that was thrown into the deal. You can see that right there. GTX 580. This is a Thermaltake armor case. I've never had one of these cases, but I know what they are, and I've always liked them. So there it is. We even got card readers down there. A little bit dark, so it's harder to see in here. Let's put some lights on. Maybe let's put a little light on the situation right here. So we'll do that. I got light, people. We're on the dining room table. We got light. So there it is. You see it a little bit better there. There's a card reader right down here. Like it had a couple of CDs, DVD drives up here that they took out. Just ignore what that says right there, but you can imagine, just imagine. We have Windows Vista sticker on this thing, NVIDIA SLI ready, Windows Vista right there. So we got the key code for that, the Home Premium. The case is in pretty good shape. There's still even a little piece of tape on the back of it right here. So we still got the thumb screws for that. Missing them for the other side, but not a big deal. We'll figure that out. You see the I/O shield in it. We do have USB 3.0 on this motherboard, but we don't know what it is yet, so we'll take a look. We'll get the cover off. That's some kind of little switch down here. I'm not sure what that is, but that's definitely a sound card in there. And then, of course, our power supply with the mirror on the back. I don't know what that's about, but who knows what we got going on inside this thing. I'm not kidding you. I said it looked like an AMD, so I'm gonna guess it's an AM3 Plus. It's an MSI board. Oh, is there some kind of science to getting a... Let me go get the tripod and set you guys up on it so we can get the side panel off. Plus, I'm gonna see what we need to test the thing. All right, we got to cover off this thing. There's the side, the XFI sound card there. Sound blaster, I'm sure. Military class MSI motherboard. AM3, I can see AM3 optimized hyper-threading in there. You can see that. This is a, see if we can get you down here, 890 FXA-GD70 board. So it looks like for the most part things are set up, but I don't know that they're hooked up right. This isn't plugged into that right, so we're gonna go ahead and unplug this power wire setup here, and then we're gonna redo it. We will need some memory to see if we can boot this thing. It looks like the power supply's hooked up. I'll make sure everything's plugged into it, obviously, before we do it. We'll get the external monitor of my wife set up, and we're gonna go ahead and fire this thing up, or see if it'll fire up. I may have a SSD to put in here just for testing purposes. And let's see if our pretty little lights, they're Velcroed in here even. They're not even two-face tape like I do. What? And it goes to this little box right here. I don't know what kind of magic that is, if it plays some kind of freaky sound or what. Maybe that is a microphone, so if you're playing music, it'll kind of go with the beat. You tell me, we'll figure it out. SATA 6 gigabytes a second, so there's a bunch of SATA cables running into this thing, and they're probably not running to nothing unless we got a SATA cable going to that SD card reader up there, and I don't believe we do. I think those just take like the USB plug. So I don't know what power supply we got. It is a Thermaltake right here. It's got some red tape around it, but that's a red stripe. But definitely a Thermaltake power supply up there. Hopefully that thing's good. I'll bet that's pretty good wattage. We'll find out though. Other than that, that's our find. We're gonna pop this graphics card in right here, and they weren't using the first PCI slot, so we're gonna swap some stuff around. We're gonna move this guy down. We're gonna go in the first PCI Express slot up there for our graphics card. We're gonna move our sci-fi card down here somewhere. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna get a tripod. We got the what do they call those? Portable monitors. We got one of them out. We have removable bays. Oh, and a napkin wrapped up. I found our case screws right here. So nice. And we got a bunch of other little screws here. So it's always good to get hardware with it, right? I'm sure this was from hard drives that somebody stripped out of it, if I had to guess. But these are a couple of, are these SSD bays? Maybe. This case is probably pre-SSD, if I had to guess. We can drill that out at the bottom and mount a regular SSD in here, which may be what we do, because this case is USB 2.0, and I would almost bet you that it predates. Someone can tell me on it. Thermaltake Armor case, does it predate solid state drives? I don't know. We have a lot of docking bays though. I mean, a lot of them. You can really pile the hard drives in this one. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So at least 7 hard drives. This is even bigger than my Thermaltake A10 case that I really like. So I don't like the old cases for the silver inside. We may take this case apart and do some work on it. Maybe do some paint work on the inside. I am okay with how the rest of it looks though, the black on it. We'll see how well it cleans up, that it ain't scratched up too bad. We have 4 USB ports up there. They're all 2.0, no super speed. The eSATA port like you used to see on a lot of the old cases. Of course, your audio, headphones, microphones there, the reset button, the power button. I'm gonna have to go through all that stuff, but I'll get you set up on a tripod, and let's see if my $50 Thermaltake Armor Plus AM3 beast of a computer weighs about 100 pounds. It's heavy. Let's see if it'll fire up. That's what it's all about. $50, will this old girl fire up for us? Place your bets now, because we are about to find out real soon. I got the graphics card just sitting in there, not mounted, and I'm going to show you why when we get it up on the workbench, but there's some things about this case I don't like. There's probably a way to get to them. I'm wondering if this rear panel, well, I don't look removable, but why in the hell? Probably because they had the thumb release on it is why, but I'll show you when we get it on the workbench. This is a big one. You don't want to carry it around too far. That's why I'm going to make sure I got the workbench cleaned off before I pack it back there. Oh, excuse me, hiccups. Okay, you guys know I'm always going to have you set up when I go to fire one of these up. That, especially on these the AM3s, because that's the ones I make smoke the best. And they'll smoke. We unhooked the power switch on this thing because I'd have to get you closer to show you. I think I know why it didn't boot up, or why it didn't fire up. So we're not looking for a boot, we're looking for a post because we don't have a hard drive in it. We do have memory in it now, so I don't see any of the power adapters that are a problem right here. So we're just going to go through and make sure everything is secure. We don't need any power for our 1050. I don't have the adapters on hand to hook this up to our capture card. You can see it takes the mini HDMI right there. We have another one back there we need to test like that too. So I'm going to test it with DVI, and I need to find the DVI adapter. And this monitor, I have DVI cables, but this monitor won't take the DVI. Our old one did. We might put the old monitor back up here because I'm going to mess with the old stuff for a while. I'll tell you guys and gals more about it in just a few, but I need to, I guess I just need to fire it up. So we got it plugged in. Let's see if it smokes. Power supply's on. I don't see any lights. Give it old snifferoo testy. Well, I don't smell nothing burning. So let's test fire this thing or see if it does anything. It might not do nothing at all. I don't know. Let's see if our $50 works. Oh, we got lights. We have lights. Let's see if we got lights, camera. Let's see if we get some action here. We got a keyboard and mouse lit up. We got a monitor lit up. What? Are you gonna tell me we bought a working unit today for 50 bucks? Holy crap, look at that. We got a Phenom II X6 1100T. Get the heck out of here. Wow. You talk about nostalgic. Holy crap. This is the processor back in the day I always wanted. I've never had one of these. This is the first one I've ever gotten a hold of. I threw 8 gigs of RAM in it and it worked. It's lit up right. So we don't need to go to the boot menu. What we need to do is get into the BIOS on this thing, so I have to figure out how. Probably F2, maybe, I don't know. It won't be the delete key because this isn't going to have, probably not have a UEFI BIOS, but it might. Okay? I don't know yet, but gosh. The man said it didn't work, and I'm telling you right now, all I did was threw a graphics card for testing purposes in it, plugged the cords in, and you've seen it in real time. We fired it up, and check out our light. We even got action going on in here. You can't tell me you don't like this. Don't tell me there is no fans out there of our Phenom II X6 1100T processor. Wow. It says DRAM frequency for DDR3 800 unchanged mode 6 unganged mode 64-bit. AMD Northbridge Rev 00. 8192 megabytes. Okay, that's our memory, so we know it's working. Our thermal take power supply, not burning. This power supply and case and stuff don't seem like it was used a lot, and that's the crazy part about it. We're gonna probably, I think I got a SATA solid state drive, maybe a smaller one. If not, I'll rob one for it. Here we go with robbing stuff again. What did I say about that? Everything else, we've got our SDMC, our MS Pro, our SMXD picture, and our compact generic. That's our card readers in the front. USB mass storage devices found and configured. CMOS settings are wrong, so we have to go in there. Let's hit F1 and go into the setup. Let's do that. So we got the old BIOS, no UEFI here, which is okay, right? So we'll look at the standard CMOS. We're going to set the date and time in this thing. I have to get my phone to see what that is. But I also want to put a hard drive in it. So, oh yeah, that's definitely not the right time, right? Definitely not the right date. So let me get some more stuff together. I want to see if this 580 works. So let me figure out how we're going to make that work on here. All right, SimStation back on his old beast right here. Gosh, I love this thing. I'm not kidding you guys, none. If you could just see this big beast in person, right? What a nice power supply too, fully modular. I'll have to see what size it is, but this thermal take is really, really nice. It will cool after you shut it off, so one of their cooling ones. Windows 7, 90% installed. Right there, 91% Windows 7 Ultimate. That's what we're going to put on it for now. It's probably what's going to stay on it if we're doing our nostalgic gaming. They did a terrible job painting this thing. Look at the fade line right there. I don't like that. We're going to do something with this in the future. I think we're going to paint the inside of this case matte black. That's what I'm thinking. Make it look better, renew it, give it a better lease on life. I didn't know if I'd like the light, but I do. So it's going to stay with it. In fact, we may put a little more light in it because this does have the windowed side cover on it, as you can see. We about got a dead battery here. All right, we have Windows 7 on it. We got the drivers and everything on it. We did a lot of the updates on the Windows 7. Gosh, I'm falling in love with this old computer, and I am not kidding you a bit. This thing just works so good. Unfortunately, we need to upgrade this. we need to modernize it, not so much upgrade it, because back in the day, the GTX 580 was a strong performer. Unfortunately, it has the wrong connections on it for what we need to do. That mini HDMI hiding down there in the corner. The two DVIs aren't going to do us any justice when I go over there and take it to the triple screen rig. Because by the time you see this video and it drops, I will have already hooked this up to the triple screen and do Thursday night stream with it. So next Thursday night stream, I'm gonna hook this thing up, leave it hooked up, and I'm gonna do it. I'm even gonna edit a video on it. What the heck, I might edit this video right here on this machine. Think I can? It's a 6-core beast. I'm gonna take a look at the Windows experience, give you a sneak peek of that right here. System properties 7.5. Look at that. Hey, it's Windows 7. It's old school, but I'm telling you right now, we're going to make it happen, and we're going to do it all with Windows 7. All right, this is a closeout on our Phenom. For this video, there's going to be another video on this one, because there's a lot of stuff that I want to do to this. I have spent the better part of the last week using Windows 7 as a daily driver on this computer. I can tell you that if you were just doing everyday tasks on it, I think it would be fine. I got a VAST on it. I haven't had any problems keeping it on my network or anything like that. But sadly, I can't put iRacing or the capture card software, the GoPro software, any of that on it, because they just don't make it for Windows 7, right? Capture card I could probably get to work, but the GoPro I definitely can't. Probably could use a different webcam or a different camera, which would be fine, but I don't have one of those right now. So that's your Windows 7 update. That's why I'm going to go ahead and tell you a couple of changes that I've made in the last week. The 580, I took it out because it did not have the provisions for my triple screen. So I put the Zotac GTX 1070 in it, and that's what's in it now. This is a Phenom II X6 1100T AMD processor. In the Thermaltake, they have a model for this, and I can't remember what it is. It's an Armor Plus case. It's from the mid-2000s, and the thing is huge, right? It had all the stickers on it. I'm going to take it out to the shop and wipe all the glue off with paint thinner probably. Or I can probably just use soap and water, to be honest with you, but I still need to clean that off. Same thing on the back side where I took the sticker off here. Inappropriate stickers on it for a YouTube channel, that's a fact. But we got the stickers off of it, so you can pick up zip ties. But here's the front of it. Some of you've probably never seen a case like this before in your life. I have seen them before, but they were an expensive case in the time. The card reader does work because I may or may not have edited a video on this with Windows 7, which is pretty cool. You might see that. You'll see the video, but you won't know what it's edited on. I wanted to test to see how it would do on that. And you can still edit video and post them with Windows 7. So that dismal internet speed, unfortunately, is my 4G router, and the towers are still down around here. So we got no success with that one. And I haven't run any Ethernet over. We don't have a capture card hooked up to this, but I'm going to give you a quick benchmark to show you what kind of frames we can get out of it on high settings on Heaven. With the GTX 1070 in it, which is not going to stay in it, by the way, but this will give you a, at least give you an idea of what it'll do. The computers work relatively flawless in the days that I've used it, and I mean, you can't make that up. That's full benchmark testing right here on high settings on Heaven with the 1070. I think it's bottlenecking a little bit. I think the 1070 might carry a little more than that, but I'll have to test it on a better processor that won't bottleneck it. But the Phenom II X6 does lack a lot of instructions that the modern processors have. So running Windows 11 on it, no, it's not going to happen. Running Windows 10, no. IoT Enterprise LTSC 21H2, absolutely, it'll do it. And that's what's going to go on it, because that opens the door for me to be able to test it on iRacing and several other things without having to fight it. This is competing hard with my XP to be the nostalgic racing rig. I'm not sure yet. I don't want to get rid of the case because I wanted one for years. And I'm going to tell you right now, this thing is large and in charge. It definitely is. It'll make a man out of you when you pick it up. It is heavy. It is large, and it is in charge. So I want to do something really, really good with it. I want to clean it up. I want to paint the inside flat black. So hear me out here. I want to paint the inside where it's all silver, flat black. I want to clean this thing up where it is beautiful and spotless. I do not have the key for it, but I can probably find one. I'm wondering if it's even keyed the same as my other Thermaltake case. I'll have to check that and see. Wish I had the key. That power supply works great in this thing. The motherboard, everything just works phenomenally well. And you can see that it's mostly just dirty. So we're going to have to take a while to clean it up. $50, guys and gals, and it comes with the GTX 580 graphics card. So here's the graphics card it came with, and everything works awesome. I am super excited. I had to put the memory and hard drive in it, which is fine. But if you want nostalgic, here it is. It doesn't get any better than this when you start looking at nostalgic computers. And I don't care what anyone says. We still need to fill that drive bay in. I'm going to do it with a USB 3.0 header. So we're going to put some USB ports up here, USB 3.0 header. We already have the card reader down there. It works great. We have plenty of USB ports at the top, as you can see. But they're all USB 2.0. I did test and verify that all those ports work, by the way. So that's nice, right? But we're running, oh, I don't know if it's bottlenecking it at all. Look at the frames on it. It's running nicely here. Really, really good. So that's pretty impressive for this old unit right here. Great marketplace find. Didn't have to drive too far to get it. Really nice guy. In fact, I'm meeting him at 3 o'clock today to trade an R9 270 graphics card for a GTX 1050 Ti graphics card. So that's going to be a good meeting, right? And he's bringing me a couple of old computers that he said I might be interested in. So we might be picking up some more nostalgic stuff today. If they're as good as this one, which I don't think they could be. This is nostalgic gold right here. When you can find this, it is nostalgic gold. Grab it. It's going to be a heavy case to pack around, but good gosh, man. I mean, we're literally, with the exception of the solid state drive and the graphics card for the most part, we're literally running on somebody's build from years ago. And I can tell by the Corsair cooler and some of the other stuff that this computer did not get used much. Even the case to be in this kind of shape and complete this many years later is phenomenal. Because I think this case is probably close to 20 years old, if I'm not mistaken. Look at that score. There's the processor. You see the information right there. AMD Phenom II X6 1100T processor at the stock 3300 megahertz. In the next video, we're going to overclock it. NVIDIA GTX 1070, maximum 175.8, minimum 23, a score of 2828. We held 112.3 FPS on this thing. 73 degrees, so running nice and cool on that Zotac 1070. Can't beat none of that, right? I could probably pull up a meter to see how bad we're bottlenecking, but I don't think it's terrible. I think that's about right on a GTX 1070. It might be a little bottleneck, but we do have a 6-core. That's one of the reasons why I want to overclock it and open it up a little bit. I don't know what our 120 millimeter Corsair is going to let us do. It runs pretty cool right now, but when you start really clawing on this thing, it might not be so nice to you. I do believe I have Nova Bench on it as well, so we'll go ahead. I don't think Nova Bench is working on it. Maybe I'm lying. Let's take a look at what it did. So we went 1510 on Nova Bench with this thing. And that's just the setup we have on it right now, right? 612 on the CPU, really good score for that old of a CPU from 2010. 156 on the RAM, we need to double this up, put 16 gigs of RAM in it. 696 on the GPU, which is respectable. 46 on the hard drive, 1510 total. That's on a machine from basically, with the exception of the graphics card, 2010. You could really turn a beast out of it, right? And at $50, we don't really have nothing in it. So we're going to see how these side panels clean up. Got the big fan on the side, too. Thermaltake was good about that back in the day. The little, I think they call those cold cathodes. You'll hear me say it, but I think that's what they called those. But we have one of them in the top of it. We could do other lighting in this thing and make it look really good. And we're going to trick it out. We get rid of these controllers and go with the modern RGB stuff on it, right? But the side panel, I thought about making a plexiglass panel to replace this, but I don't want to because I just love how this is designed. The thing's got character, right? Going around the handle right here. And that's literally just a pole handle, but you have latches here besides the screws, you have these latches that free the case up. So once you take the screws out, you pull those down and that panel will pop loose and they swing open. You've seen me do it in a video. But that's going to do it for this video. I appreciate each and every one of you tuning into these. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And you're not going to want to miss this, because I love this computer. And I'm definitely going to tear it down and we're going to paint. We're going to make this thing look absolutely phenomenal. It's going to look really good. And we'll get everything cleaned up. Like I said, we'll make sure this glass cleans up good. I'll buff it out. You know, do everything I have to get that right. This back panel's going black as well, flat black, so it's not going to be silver anymore. And I think it's just going to make, as far as the paint and stuff goes, give it a cleaner look and make it look a little bit more modern, right? So that's my find for you. That's my marketplace find right there. And I love it. I absolutely do. You'll hear the excitement in my voice in this video, especially when I seen what processor that was. But I have been using it with Windows 7 for about a week as a daily driver. And my advice, Windows 10, IoT, Enterprise, LTSC 21H2 if you want to do that. There's still people that say, I use Windows 7. That's fine. They're just not doing a lot with it. I know that for a fact. I mean, if I didn't want to play what I want to play now or test what I want to test now, and I could use it for my YouTube stuff, I was going to do it for a live stream Thursday, but it's just going to be too hard and I can't get my GoPro to work on it. But I can barely get it to work on a modern Windows 11 computer, right? So that's just the GoPro thing. I'm going to look for camcorders, and I'm going to buy an HD cam for doing the live streams. I think it just makes more sense, right, going on in the future. There is going to be a change coming to the Thursday night live stream schedule, and I'll tell you that on Thursday night. I won't do that on a Tuesday video here. But that's going to do it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe. And who knows, maybe we'll get lucky and find us some more of these in the future. But you're going to see a great piece come out of this one, I promise.